until we find the one that fits.
Okay, so I think the only other opportunity here... Oh. So now we have flight for this one. Okay, chat, what do you guys want to do here? This opportunity, this chance, this turning point was either it was going to storm or the clouds were going to break open. So we hadn't chosen break yet. So do you want to go the left way or the right way? We were cornered on top of the treehouse with Iggy, who had been touched by that goop. And last time we tried the MCDC, the cannon on top of the treehouse, and it didn't work. This time we might be able to, like, you know, book it out of there. Do you guys want to go with the left, the first option, or the right? Because I think that's all that's changed. Everything else is still the same here. That's interesting. So now we actually get a choice of which one to follow. Right is right. Left is right. Let's try the right one. Let's go on a different path. Although the ice was very interesting. Let's go right. Luka's mind raced. He was caught in a trap. What do you do when there's no hope? Iggy wiped his cheeks with the sleeve. What are you gonna do, Luka? Luka drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. Let's try to get out.
Luka drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left.
And remember, Rollo's missing here. We know that he's underground. We know that we've been lied to by Mr. Care, and we're surrounded by Mr. Care and these clipboards, these weird kind of drone-like people from the new company in town.
He squinted down the barrel of the mission control defense cannon, aiming it through an opening in the dense tree branches. He looked up with surprise as it struck true and taut.
Wow, I can't believe that worked. Hey, Mr. Care. We'd love to hear your thoughts, but I'm afraid we have places to be. Come on, Iggy. See you, jerks. Ah, fine. We know where that leads them. This way. We'll take the tunnels. The tunnels, okay.
Luka and Iggy winced as they sprinted through the thicket. The branches clawed at them, reluctant to give passage. After what felt like a marathon, Luka stopped in his tracks as they reached the clearing. What the? That was all he was able to say before Iggy slammed into his back. The boys tumbled down a steep decline and crashed with a wheezing thud on a surface as hard as ice. In fact, it was ice.
Uh-oh.
Chapter 5. Signs. They stood silently, catching their breath. The sky was like sapphire. With each breath, a plume of steam escaped from Luka's lungs. Let's keep moving. Luka pulled Iggy to his feet as they gazed across a snowy terrain.
I guess at least Iggy is wearing our old snow jacket, and Luka's wearing a sweater. That was actually pretty badass. Uh-huh. I think we lost him. Are we up in the mountains? I don't think so. If anything, we went downhill. What's up with the winter wonderland? All I know is there's no going back the way we came. Let's see if we can get our bearings. Follow me. Find a way home. Wait. That was our home, right? With the archway? Luka, are you there?
Luka had almost forgotten the walkie-talkie he was carrying.
What's that bozo Care? I hope nothing bad has happened to you out in those woods.
Luka looked at Iggy with hesitation.
Because isn't that our father's gravestone in front of us? This is where we started, right? Am I losing it? No need to be rude.
With a resigned sigh, Luka responded.
Seems like the only dangerous thing in this woods is you. Speaks the young man of the hour. Now, how in tarnation do you end up with one of our radios? Just lucky, I guess. Boy, howdy, you Van Horns are full of surprises, aren't you? You knew my parents? Never had the honor of meeting your father, but your mom sure was a handful.
Luka winced, shoving the walkie-talkie back into his pocket.
We gotta keep moving. Maybe it's not? Either way, this is weird.
A disc of smooth metal was lightly covered in snow. 2 faint seams were visible along the surface.
A manhole cover? If it is, I've never seen one like it. Uh-oh. And then there's the sign. It's the readout. It's just above 528 Kelvin. It's down a bit from last time. Should we report this to Mr. Care? Still within safe ranges. Maybe spreading, but it's under control for now. And a small nudge in the equilibrium could cause a cascade. Do relax. Just a few more sites to hit before we punch out. Let's get this over with. What's all this? Hard to say with all this snow. I think it's a town sign. You can almost make out letters under there. What town could this even be? There couldn't be another town this deep into Weepwood. Looking at evidence to the contrary. Let's figure out what we're dealing with here. Step 1, snow's gotta go. I'll see what I can do. Do you want me to get rid of it now? Situations such as these, I find it best to chuck stuff first and ask questions second. Welcome to Beacon
The boys
Pines.
stared in disbelief at the sign that now clearly read, "Welcome to Beacon Pines."
This doesn't make any sense. We're in Beacon Pines? How is that possible? We ran away from town. How did we get back here? I guess we got turned around. Where'd all this snow come from? Well, it's been colder than normal lately. It's a pretty big difference between sweater weather and this Arctic hellscape. The puddle we fought at before, it was cold there too. Maybe all of it leads to one source. Think it's related? What the hell is going on? We're gonna get you some answers. Let's just keep moving. Oh, so it's almost like the town. The new harvest building isn't there. This is boarded off. That's the way up to the treehouse.
The fencing glistened, each chain link encapsulated with a translucent layer of ice.
It's like the stuff they put up around the Weepwood. Stuff who put up? I don't know. Elsa did it. I mean, we were saying that Mr. Care had Elsa hair earlier, weren't we? Stuff looks familiar to you? Looks like the barrel near the puddle I shoved me into, yeah. It's all frozen.
Looking down at the frozen stream, Luka could faintly see a school of minnows encased in the ice.
He was letting it go. Whatever happened here, it happened fast. The fish didn't even have time to run. Or, you know, swim run.
The crunching of footsteps trailing Luka went hush. He looked back to see Iggy's face twisted with confusion.
Everyone's gone. What? There's nothing here but more snow. There must be an explanation for all of this. We have to keep looking. You can look all you want. I quit. Iggy, we have to keep going. You don't get it, do you? This isn't one of your pathetic Hank Atomic comics. We aren't gonna save the day. We aren't even gonna save ourselves. My face is mangled. Town is destroyed. Everyone we've ever known is gone. We don't know that. You can't just quit. Do whatever you want. I'm done. Iggy, it's gonna be okay.
Luka peered upward at the darkening sky. He let out a long, foggy breath. Faintly, Iggy began to cry. Seeing Iggy in such a pathetic state gave Luka a sense of compassion, and more than a little guilt.
It is getting pretty late, I think. Probably not a great idea to stumble around in the dark anyway.
Luka allowed himself to collapse next to Iggy.
Let's just rest for a bit.
The boys huddled together for warmth and comfort. If not for exhaustion, their minds would be racing, trying to make sense of the events of the day. As it was, all they had energy for was to sit in silence, numb.
I would try to go inside somewhere. I'm just saying, you're sitting on snow. Canadian Arctic and Nunavut. That sounds like a really cool trip. Cold, sure, but cool also. The way the snow covered everything over. It's kind of calming. Yeah. I haven't had time to say it, but thanks. Huh? For getting us away from those creeps. I sort of froze up back there. Iggy, I should be the one apologizing. This all happened because I lost my temper. Yeah, that's bull hockey. First of all, you didn't know what the gunk would do. You didn't, right? Of course not. And second, stop with this baloney about losing your temper. But I did lose my temper.
Iggy motioned sarcastically to his half-deformed face.
Obviously. It's exactly what you should have done. I was being a horse's ass. You were supposed to be a horse's ass in response. That's how it works. Iggy, I'm having a hard time following. You wanted me to fight you? Of course. These goody-goody types take forever to understand this very basic point. Why do you go around saying cruel things trying to get into fights?
Iggy shrugged.
It's something to do. You're an asshole because you're bored? Sometimes I just feel empty. You wouldn't understand. You and Roller are always having a blast together. Laughing and calling that dinky little treehouse mission control.
Iggy now wept openly.
Perfect little Luka Van Horn. This perfect little life. My life is not perfect. Everybody in town likes you. Not everybody. Hell, that new girl hasn't even unpacked yet and she already likes you. You have Tish.
He wiped his nose with a sleeve.
I love Tish. Tish is great. But she ain't exactly the world's greatest conversationalist, you know? All she says is yup.
Luka gave a warm chuckle.
I get that impression.
Iggy cleared his throat as he wiped his eyes.
It must be raining out here. Definitely.
Iggy arched into a wide yawn.
Should probably try to get some sleep. Yeah, let's lay low for now. Tomorrow we'll get to the bottom of all this.
Luka's eyelids began to slowly drift shut.
Luka? Yeah? I always did want to see the inside of your dinky little treehouse. What do you think? Not bad. I'll give you the full tour when we get back. You know what?
That's all Luka could whisper before succumbing to sleep. Iggy snuggled in some more.
When it comes to the worst days of my entire life, this one wasn't half bad.
The house smelled of warm bread.
She pictures that site. That's really cool.
Luka was playing with toy blocks on the living room rug. He looked up to see his parents on the couch. His mother held his father's head in her lap. She idly stroked his hair while humming a song. A voice behind Luka spoke. "This is how you remember them, huh?" Luka turned to see his own face. The doppelganger from his dreams, still clad in a yellow hazmat suit, still carrying a look of disdain behind empty eyes. Aww, look at this perfectly cozy scene. You know it wasn't really like this. The figure picked up a toy block and inspected it. It's amazing the facades that one can build given the right materials.
Okay. Hey, Art, welcome on in. This is Beacon Pines. You can read more about it there, but it's pretty much almost like a choose-your-own-adventure sort of deal. It's very, very interesting, very story-heavy, so jumping in the middle, you might not kind of follow what's going on here completely, but it's very good. I'll be uploading this all to YouTube, by the way, of course. I'm not sure how I'm going to upload it. I'm going to try to put it in smaller chunks, maybe by chapter, because it is a great story, and I'd love people to check it out if you guys haven't already, so...
Not that I blame us. These are a child's memories, all warm and fuzzy. You don't remember, do you? Luka snatched the block from the figure's yellow-gloved hand. Remember what? The doppelganger pointed to the couch. The last day we saw him alive. The day he chose to abandon us. Luka turned to look at his father, still lounging on the couch. That's not true. He didn't abandon us. The doppelganger waved his hand dismissively.
You were saying have it all together so it's easier to see when we jump back and stuff. Yeah, I could also just upload like my usual like half a stream but have timestamps maybe? Maybe that could work better. That might be an idea. We'll see. Whichever way is easier to upload, to be honest.
Everything is true here. It's just a matter of what we choose to see. Well, let me show you. The world flickered and pulsed. Luka was sitting next to his bed, listening to his heartbeat with one of his dad's stethoscopes. The doppelganger limped into the room. No, we both know that's not how this went. He grabbed Luka's hand and guided the stethoscope to the floor. Luka heard muffled shouting, brought close by the stethoscope. It was his parents, fighting. Do you remember what we did next? Luka gave a slow nod and crept down the hall to peek through the banister. He could see the outline of his mother at the bottom of the stairs. Damn it, Walt. We can't afford to get involved in this. She was scared. His father stepped forward. What am I supposed to do? Just watch? There's a sickness in this town, and we both know who's behind it. I swore an oath to help people. I won't turn my back on them. Luka's mother grabbed Walt. She was crying, pleading. I can't lose you. Walt calmly removed Eleanor's hand from his shoulder. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. I could never live with myself if I let Sharper get away with this. Eleanor raised her voice. Spare me your bullshit platitudes. What about our son? Luka flinched, dropping the stethoscope down the stairs.
Jesse. Oh my goodness. I was gonna think you were gonna say Walt Disney Pepper, but...
Walt turned with a panicked smile. Luka, is that you, buddy? With tears in his eyes, Luka descended the stairs. Mom? Dad? What's going on? Walt dropped to a knee to meet Luka eye to eye. Nothing, buckaroo. Your mom and I just got a little overexcited is all. Luka placed the stethoscope against his father's chest. His heart was racing. It sounded like you were going somewhere? Walt gently removed the device from Luka's ears. Listen to me, Luka. I have some business to take care of. I'll be back in time to tuck you in. Luka hugged his father tightly. Promise? Walt stood up and walked to the door. He glanced over his shoulder. I promise. With a wink and a grin, he put on his hat and strode out into the evening sun.
Oh, there's someone else
A
here.
figure approached soundlessly from the foggy snowfall. It stood above them, lingering in contemplation. Slowly raising one hand above Iggy, it snapped out 2 brisk raps on his head. From a deep slumber, Iggy sprang up defensively.
Get your hands off me.
Whether it was the calming presence or the recognition that he was not in danger, Iggy felt his clenched fists lower.
Just what do you think you're doing?
Luka looked up, gradually remembering his whereabouts. The figure exhaled a cloud of warm vapor.
You certainly have caused a lot of commotion. What's that supposed to mean? Take it easy, Iggy. We were asleep minding our own business. You're the one running around knocking on people's heads. Sorry if I hurt you, Iggy. You didn't hurt nobody. Anybody. Huh? Oh, I see. You think you're better than me, you...
When it came to complete strangers, Iggy had trouble cobbling together an insult.
Big-hatted, scarfy-necked, furball. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's lower the temperature here a bit. Interesting choice of words. I mean, let's all just calm down. Who are you? A friend. An observer. A hitchhiker on the infinite expanse of possibility. Great, how about a name? You must call me something. You can call me Nat.
Iggy huffed with gratification.
How about you make like a gnat and buzz off? Very well.
Nat began to turn away indifferently.
Wait, do you live here? You might say that. So you know where we are. You might also say that. Look, pal, we just want to find a safe way out of here. You gonna help us or not? Before knowing how to leave, one must know where they are. Alright, that does it. Luka, I don't know about you, but but I'm getting out of here one way or another.
Iggy turned sharply and began to stomp off.
Enough with the riddles. Iggy, wait up.
Realizing he'd worn their patience then, Nat relented.
Very well, I suppose this isn't the time for metaphors. I'll show you how to get back home.
Luka and Iggy turned around with hope in their eyes.
Come here.
Nat took a deep breath in.
Close your eyes.
Nat exhaled slowly, then snapped his fingers.
Okay, open them.
For a brief moment, Luka and Iggy let themselves believe that some great magic was about to unfold, until they opened their eyes and found themselves in the exact same place, cold and disheartened.
This is your home. This is Beacon Pines. Look, Nat, we don't know how we got here. Maybe we stumbled through some time travel gate in Weep Woods. We teleported to some alternate universe. Or this is all just some cruel experiment by Care and his goons. But this is not our home. You're inching closer to the truth. Alas, the reality is much less fanciful. Just give it to us straight. So be it. As I said, this is Beacon Pines. The original, true Beacon Pines. You both grew up here. But the town you've called your home for the past several years is a replica. Remarkable achievement of engineering, to be fair, but a replica nonetheless. It's impossible. It's too much work. You need a whole town to replicate a whole town. Indeed, to pull off such a feat would require immense labor power. That which could be moved would be moved. That which could not would require a precise duplicate. We would have noticed. Someone would have noticed. You'd think so, unless the auditing was impeccable. A mind-numbing attention to detail. As to the innumerable trivialities which complete the tapestry, well, you can leave that to this miraculous thing we call a brain. There's a real aversion to discontinuity, a revulsion, even. The brain has a wonderful way of smoothing out the rough edges, keeping us sane. Oh, not gonna read that? Luka and Iggy looked around uncomfortably. So you're saying that someone made an entire new town and moved us all and no one noticed? Precisely. But why? Why is the one question that can never be answered with certainty. The best one can do is uncover.
Nat narrowed his eyes, furrowed his brow, and uttered,
Source. Why do you say the source like that? Why indeed?
Luka began to laugh uncomfortably.
It's all ridiculous. There's no way they could.
He looked down at his feet. His eyes started back and forth in contemplation. With a sudden pain, a thought struck him.
If this really is home.
He sprinted off into the pale distance. As Iggy turned to follow, Nat called out,
Iggy, it's not too late to turn back. Simple head west through Weepwood. Or simply, I think it said simple, but